Hello and welcome to session 6 of Delta Green Divergence. We are on the second case for our team, and I suspect maybe the last part of that case, depending on how things happen today. We will see. They have been investigating in Kansas City. We'll come and talk about exactly where they're at right now, just to make sure. Will, you've done your refresh? Okay.
No, I haven't. What is it again? Sorry.
It is either one back to one of your investigative pushes or 3 points worth of general.
Oh no, I can see on my note that I've just deleted that I did actually refresh one of my investigative pushes.
Okay.
Perhaps me was more organized than I realized.
Right. And I think because Paul said you should do it at the end. And I think Paul did do it at the end, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
So did I. I can't remember where I put it. I think I put one back into technical, is my recollection.
And what about for you, Horst?
So it is. I'm just reading. I haven't. I'm in the process of. So it's 2 pushes.
It's 1 push.
1 push.
Or 3 points of general.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about where our characters are at this moment. We know that Susan Rajavi went with Jim and ran down a number of leads checking out sites, then followed up in particular by checking on one of the people on their list, Zaria Wiley, and made arrangements for end of the day to meet with them. And then I think basically offsite doing some internet searches after that, if I recall correctly. Dr. Evans went to the Apexi project, part of this whole Maze Space corporate, met with Thomas Braylon and found out that this facility has this sort of dream visualization technology, though it has broken and they have been able to use it. That's the thing you've heard a couple of times there. The link, as it turned out, that the main link that led you there was finding out that Ray Lafferty, your suspect from previous murders, the person who was shot by the cop, did work for the facility, did programming work, which led both Agent Oliver and Jim doing their particular leads, then joining together and heading over to talk with Detective Turner Stone. Probably I think that the main reason that you went there was because Stone had bought a locker of material that seemed to be connected to Lafferty, like a quote unquote serial killer lab. And you were able to trace it back to him having purchased it. However, when you got there, Detective Stone was leaving and he saw you. And as you two approached, kind of planning to, probably corner him on some of his omissions and lies and so on, he came running up, jamming his finger, in your collarbone, telling you to stay away from her because he was going to kill her. And that's sort of the line that we left on. We're going to come back to that scene, and then we'll come to Evans and Corporal Glackus. Jim, I believe you were going to throat punch this guy, is what the last thing I heard you say. He gets up in Agent Oliver's face, and Oliver's like, she's super calm about this, but probably taking a step back. Jim, what do you do?
So I think with one hand go for the Harry Krishna finger killer move, and then the other one throat punch.
Okay, let's have you make a unarmed combat roll. You may use
I'm
your,
going to use
your
my
yeah, your first punch. Yeah. How many points do you want to?
Let's spend 3 points, leave me with only 1
Okay.
there. Hopefully it is indeed Agent. So 1d6, here we go. Oh, I'm happy with that. I can't see what it's rolled. I think a 4.
Looks like a 4.
4, 5, 6, 7.
So
I like 7s.
there's a crack as you drag his fingers back, and then the punch to his throat, and like the oxygen goes out of him, and he drops to his knees there. And you have control, like physically control of the suspect.
We hustle him back inside.
Okay.
Through his, because he came out of his front door as we were
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out, right? So like
Walked up.
I as he goes down, I just go like, shit, Jim, and pick him up by the arm, and we quickly grab him inside.
Do you want to make a sense trouble roll, Gene?
Yes, please. I will burn 3 points of that, I think. 3
Okay.
points. Yeah. It's just 1d6, isn't it? In this game. Sorry. PBTA in the brain.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 9.
Oh, yeah. I think you will see that there's definitely someone across the street, like throwing down salt on their sidewalk that maybe kind of sees this, and maybe somebody parked in a car across the street that is kind of looking this way. A woman kind of like maybe a little freaked out, but you can kind of make it look official if you want.
Yeah, I will make it look official.
Okay.
It's better at making it look official than just the cop over the road got throat punched by some random guys. And
Okay.
thingy. I'll just like flash the badge across the road. And I'll just say, everything's under control. Have a nice day.
Guy throws down the last of his salt and just kind of goes inside. He doesn't want any part of this. So the two of you go inside. This is a ranch style 1-story house. It is not particularly well kept up. It has the look of someone who's gone through at least 2 divorces, and kind of get him in and maneuver him into onto the couch there in the TV room. He's still kind of gagging.
I cuff him.
Okay.
Shove him under the couch,
Okay.
like, and I go, I'm going to get him a glass of water, Jim, okay? Make sure he doesn't do any more stupid shit, right? Stone, don't do any more stupid shit, yeah?
Totally.
Yeah. Christ.
You got to realize, Stone, I'm the nice person here.
And like pass him, like look at him, hold out the water until he's ready to take a sip and blah, blah, blah. And then just wait for it all to calm down a bit. And then I'll go, now look, Stone, are you going to play nice, or is this going to end up like, are we going to have to do some sort of, I don't know, Ray Lafferty shit here? Because someone ain't playing straight with, you're not playing straight with us, and this could have all been so much fucking easier if you just played straight with us, Stone. But you held out on us, and of course we went asking questions, and then you come screaming at us about leaving a woman who's connected to one of our Vics alone, and you buy this locker that belongs of a serial killer. She
isn't connected to one of your Vics.
She's got a fucking restraining order against one of our Vics, you idiot.
That's neither here nor there. That's something I was taking care of. That guy's just a loser. I'm surprised he didn't
know her.
Why don't we start from the top? Yeah, who was going to kill Wiley? And I'm willing to spend a point of questioning on,
Yeah. Okay. Let's have you spend that. He will kind of press in. He looks at the two of you. You're playing good cop, bad cop, or bad cop, worst cop. And he says, like I said to you before, nobody in the apartment would buy that this is the guy. There were people who thought it was Satanists. And there was another group that had a black guy fingered that looked good for it. But I'd seen him. I talked to him, and I could tell that this guy was it. But nobody had my back. You can tell that what he's saying in there that he's leaving out is that maybe he fucked up a couple of other times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And nobody had his back. So I started following this guy. And I followed him, watched him, and I see him bring home this girl to his house. And I know what's going to happen. I know. And I go in and I find him there, and he's done some stuff, some things. There's some shit out there, and she's out, and I know, like, I know he's going to do some shit, and I put 3 slugs in him.
That was
Took the
Wiley.
law in your own hands.
Pardon?
You took the law into your own hands. You're an officer of the law. You know the procedure.
There weren't any killings after that.
Until today. And that was Wiley, right?
That was Wiley. I helped her come around. I told her what he was. And I got her out of there. And I've been checking up on her ever since. I helped her out when she had that stalker guy.
Yeah, that stalker guy who's wound up dead in a very similar killing to the victims of Ray Lafferty, supposedly. Do you ever think that maybe you got the wrong person there, Stone?
No.
No?
Let's have you make a cop talk roll.
I'm willing to make. I'll make that spend.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make that spend. Yeah, I've got no problem with that. Because I'm really not happy that as an officer of the law, he has gone way outside.
Gene wonders if Jim's connected the dots between what Stone does and what we do, but okay.
I think there's a back and forth we see here because he's leaving some stuff out. And I think that this probably takes a bit of the kind of pressure on him where he's kind of giving a little bit more till it becomes clear that when he broke into the house, Lafferty had marked her up with like a marker, had some weird books out, but he didn't have a knife. He didn't have a weapon. And Stone killed him, kind of reflexively did that. And that, clearly when he's been talking to Wiley, helping her out, it has been to reinforce the narrative that he saved her. But he will also indicate that he hasn't talked to Wiley in a bit. He was very nervous because she had started to go to therapy. at this weird place, and he was very nervous about something coming out there. And he's been trying to call her and contact her for a bit because he like wants to keep tabs on her to make sure that she's not spilling the beans or whatever. And he hadn't heard from her until today when she called him and said that there was some kind of FBI people who were there asking her questions. And I told her to lay low.
I think at this stage, I'd like to then phone, because I think we've got enough evidence now against him to send
Absolutely.
him down.
Yeah. You pull out your
Agent Oliver?
Where's his shit? Where's the shit from the lockup box?
burned it.
You burned it all?
Yeah.
All of it?
Yeah.
And it was Lafferty's?
As far as I could tell.
As far as you could tell.
Like the like papers that were there looked like the same kind of symbols. That
Yep,
all.
so the link is the symbols, to be clear. The link is the symbols, not the man himself. Two people in that room with
There was
symbols.
nothing in there that had like Lafferty's ID or anything like that. But you know, it had been left since Lafferty died. Put two and two together.
Yeah, I can see you're real good at putting two and two together, Stone.
I'm going to cut away from you two there.
Yeah.
Let's come back to Dr. Evans.
Evans has been looking very carefully at Braylon while Braylon, because as I remember it, Braylon revealed that against all expectations, they are imaging the same dream from different people.
It says this has happened a couple of times where we've had people have the same dream across. We've had, well, you even have it happen like, usually it's differentiated, just because over the course of months and weeks, and then you start to see these things that repeat, but we've had a breakthrough where a dream seemed to be just contagious, just like happening in rapid succession. This breaks things open.
It certainly does. Now, Marcus believes that the reaction he's seeing, his hypothesis at the moment is that Braylon is behaving in a way that suggests he's as surprised and therefore innocent about this as one would expect him to be.
You can tell that he probably has a little bit of, like, he's clearly coming into this with a little bit of fringe knowledge, a little weird stuff but he is genuinely surprised and like excited about this.
I can see why. Thomas, can I call you Tom?
Sure. Oh, sure.
Tom, as you say, this really just puts a crack in the world, really, in our understanding of the way the mind works. How do you feel about the option of an independent review of your evidence base?
Well, of the evidence base, see the problem, like the videos. The problem is that the videos are distinct from the machinery now. I mean, no one's going to believe this right now, not until we rebuild the system. When we
Well,
rebuild it and we can run this again,
Look,
then
look,
yeah.
we're not talking about peer review in the New England Journal of Medicine here, Tom. We're talking about just a sense check by someone with a similar interest in the field. So for instance, were I able to look at some of the files of the patients involved, and then you just showed me the videos associated with those patients where you see similarities, we need to check, Tom, whether this is operator bias. Is this you and your team wanting to see similarities?
Well, but
or
again,
links between them and their cases?
so you're just talking about reviewing the footage that we have now.
Review the footage. You know, if you think you have, what are we talking about here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with identifiably similar dream imaging.
Well, in one batch it is that, but in others it's a couple of people. And again, we've got a group of maybe 72 patients that have gone through the process, have gone through the therapy. Now, many of them were just getting basic imagery or shapes or things like that, but like this one I showed you, we've got people coming in at different days. They're different people that don't know each other, and we're getting these similar images here.
Well, it would seem to me that the logical experiment to do here would be to show me your best group. So if you have 5 people that you believe are imaging similar things, you show me those 5. And I come to a professional opinion about similarity or not as an external observer. Then you show me the 5 files of those people. And I try to see whether I can, in any way, connect anything in their files that could explain this other than what you think is going on here, which is dreams migrating.
What spend do you want to make here on interpersonal?
Negotiation. And reassurance if it takes both.
I think just the negotiation. You made a spend last time to work with him with interpersonal. He says, I'll pull some stuff up that you can look at, but again, you can't talk about this stuff, and I can't give you, and he'll say at this point, I can't give you identification on these patients, but I can show you what we've got, kind of thing. You think you might be able to push that eventually, but right now, he says, let me show you the dream from the last 5 that we had before the breakdown.
That's a good place to start. And what I don't want you to tell me anything about the subjects. I don't want to tell you, don't tell me what I'm about to see. Simply show me those 5 sequences, and then I'll offer you a professional view. Seem fair?
All right, let's get some coffee first.
Okay.
I'm going to cut to you, Susan. Have Agent Oliver or Jim texted back to Susan to inform her about what's going on, or contact her at all about this?
Jim will have done, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So what do you want to do, Susan?
Susan doesn't really have anything to really follow up on, except maybe Lazik, the partner of Petrovich.
Mm-hmm.
And remind me, the name came up in the search history of Harley Kim.
Yeah, there was a list of names, and Lazik's name was in there. There was also mention by the person who was talking to you that Lazik had some kind of sleep/dream problems.
So she's probably a patient of Apache Institute as well. I don't think that I have actually anything to do. I will probably meet up with Agent Oliver and Agent Williams, maybe on the way. Just for morbid curiosity, she will try to search for Martin Belgrave.
Okay. Let's have you. Do you have occult?
I have something, I think. No?
Should be under academic.
Academic of criminology. Oh, I do have occult. I'm willing to spend.
Yeah, let's have you make a spend off of that. So you will find out that this Martin Belgrave was a poet, occultist in the 1930s. Actually, sorry, earlier than that, more like the 1910s. And there's some weird stuff about he did live originally on the East Coast, but he kind of got run out of town. Some things about that. He migrated out to California. He wrote a book that was self-published called The Invisible Path, Visions of What Lies Ahead. And the only reason this like pops up when you kind of do a search is that book and that name pop up tied with a series of murders in Los Angeles and San Francisco in the mid 1930s. That there were a set of people who were burned alive, and like a common thread was they were like hunting down the last copies of that Belgrave book. There's no answer as to like the case didn't get solved publicly, but there were 4 people who spontaneously human combusted / burned alive there. And then it kind of vanishes. You have been working with Delta Green long enough that I'm assuming that on these kinds of weird cases where DG does think there's some kind of strangeness, that you get a flag. There's no more information because DG doesn't keep records. They don't keep documents, anything like that. But you get a flag that tells you that DG knows that there's something unnatural or hypergeometric involved with that case at the time.
Interesting. There's no information about the content of the book.
That's the weird thing you see is like even the notes of the police get a hold of a copy of the book at one point, and the notes are the person kind of describing it as unreadable. But I think reading between the lines, like clearly they were uncomfortable reading the book and didn't get far.
Wouldn't be surprised if Delta Green destroyed the copies as well, or tampered with the information. But anyways, this is super interesting. The book where we did get the information where the book ended up. Somebody bought it.
So what happened was, in and amongst the stuff that was sold, that was in that locker, were a couple of different odd books, the Book of Iod, something called the Zamakona Papers, and not the Invisible Path, but clearly some sketches and notes related to that. So that gives you that. And you're going to head over to where Agent Oliver and Jim are, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, why don't you roll sense trouble for me?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I am not prepared. Where's my dice roller at? Here it is. And then D6, I assume.
Yep.
D6. Roll. I got a 1.
And how much did you put in?
Oh, well, I didn't say. After the fact, it's obviously cheating.
Yeah. So let's say 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So we'll come back to you. Jim, Gene, what are you doing?
Where's your phone, Stone?
It's in my coat pocket.
Fish it out. I put it up to his face. Does it unlock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your OPSEC is for shit, man. And I bring up the messenger app and I find Wiley.
Okay. And it says, "You've got to help me. There's some kind of feds here. They're asking questions. You said not to talk about it to anybody. So what should I do?" And he writes back, he goes, "Take off work, go lay low. I'll figure out what's going on. I will call you."
Did
Should we
Rajavi
set
keep
up a
eyes
meet-
on Wiley?
No.
Jesus. Jim, I'm glad you're here. If I need someone throat punched, you're the man. Maybe if I need eyes, you're the man. So we don't know where Wiley is. She's in the wind. There's supposedly Rajavi's going to meet her. I reckon she's going to rabbit on that meeting anytime. Why the hell would she show up, right? Especially after what Stone showed her now. It worked in the barn. Remember? Maybe a little bit, not intending for the barn situation to go ahead, but it worked before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where should we take her?
Ooh, where shall we take her? I think a disused warehouse, something like that. That's the place to
Fuck
do
are
it.
you guys talking about?
It's got to come to an end.
We're talking about bringing a suspect in for questioning, Stone. You know how that works? You remember what that's like? Like somebody who has a restraining order against a murder victim and was connected to a previous series of serial killings where there was occult symbols carved into people's flesh, such as the ones on the body of the dead restraining order victim. Yeah?
But
Am I
you
blowing
didn't-
your mind with these connections here, Stone?
You took the easy course, Stone, and it didn't pay off.
Listen. Now, I don't want to railroad the team, so I'd be happy if we want to go ahead with that meeting, but I definitely want to try and get hold of Wiley soon. So if we want to try ahead with Rajavi's thing to see if her naive trust in the human decency pays off, and then we can. Because how long do we have until this meeting? Let's say until the meeting that Rajavi set up.
So the meeting was supposed to be after she finished work at her home. So I don't think, I mean, theoretically she could run away, but
Is she supposed to still be at work?
yes.
Yeah. I text you, ring her work and ask to speak to her now. But throw your
Okay.
badge down, ask to speak to her, Rajavi. If she's still there, she's not rabbited. We can pick her up at work. If she's rabbited, we'll know that she's in the wind. Yes?
Okay. Jean, you are distrustful of the humankind, but okay, I will call her.
Jean puts a hand over the phone thing and then looks down and just is like, oh my God, would we work for the FBI?
So I call her.
So yeah, you can call the store a Fashion Bug. Fashion Bug.
Yeah, this is Susan Rajani. Can I speak to Zara Wiley, please?
I'm afraid Zaria isn't here right now.
When did she leave?
A couple of hours ago, she felt sick. She took off.
Thank you very much. I call Jean. Well, she called in sick. Might be home.
You gonna swing by her home, Rajavi? I can wait.
Well, what's the
Not very
alternative?
long though.
Do you
The
want to
alternative-
lure her into a disused, I don't know, factory hall and off her?
No, Rajavi, I want to bring her in to talk to her, you know, like an FBI agent might do. Agent Rajavi.
All right, Jean.
Mechanically, Lol, can I use agency to track her phone?
Well, keep in mind the agency is about working with agents from your agency rather than that. You could use network.
Maybe the FBI guys. Would that fall more under them if they want to call on their agency?
Well, here's the thing: it's about you investigating people from the FBI or how they work. But network is the thing that you will use to
network. Okay. Yeah. Can I? I'd like to use some points in network.
Sure.
DEA to try and triangulate her. Yeah.
So who's your contact?
My contact, Darius Mogg.
Okay. So yeah, put a couple points into him. And essentially the question that you want to put to him is, we've got a phone number. Can you ping it and get us a location is what you want, right?
Totally, yeah.
Okay. And he will say, okay, just give me a sec here. Let me do that. And he will come back and say, I pinged it. I'm going to flash you a map of an area. Here you go.
Nice one, Darius.
And I think a quick cross check will show that the phone shows up in the area of Wiley's apartment.
I'll phone that information or text it straight to Susan. Out of the three of us, who's the closest? Is Susan closer?
She's on the way to you guys, so yes.
We've got Stone to babysit as well, sadly.
Yeah.
I had a bad feeling she phones back, because when I talked to her, her whole composure changed, and not in the way that, you know, it was that she's lying or something. It was as if she was inhabited by a different person almost, which is conclusive. I think I need backup, maybe a throat puncher.
Okay. Have you got this,
Stone?
Gene?
No, we're going to take Stone for a ride.
Okay, let's take him for a ride. Can you just surveil her, Susan?
Mhm.
You know, make sure she doesn't leave that apartment. Because yeah, I agree with you, Susan. I think you got the right cut of a jib there. Yeah, something from the dream world has got her.
Meta knowledge, guys. Like, come on. Come on.
Meta knowledge?
Yeah, come on.
So
we know it's dreams.
let me get this straight, just so I know. You're grabbing up Stone. You are
In the car.
getting in the car, putting him in the back seat, handcuffed, I assume. And you are driving, and you've directed Susan to head over to the area, to the apartment building that Wiley lives in, to kind of keep an eye on the area, correct? Okay. So we'll see you head over that way. Susan, we'll come back to you. Let me come back to Dr. Evans, and then we'll come back to you.
I'm interested in whatever he shows me, because I
So
kind of trust him.
good. That's what he would like, your trust. So he will come back with the coffees, and he goes and he pulls up some things, and he will say, let me show you this. And he will put up on the video screen. And once again, like the other set of images that you saw, it's like things keep moving past. And it's weirder that there are objects off to the side that seem sharper at a distance and then get fuzzier as they come closer and come past. And then you get this sort of area in front of the visual for you. And it's almost that like music video thing you've seen, where one thing in front of the camera kind of stays static even as the camera is supposed to be moving. And there is a bit of the ground that kind of rises up into a mound. And then that splits open, and you will see this glowing figure emerge. It's shapeless and white and like an angel. You see kind of wings, and then those wings kind of fold in, and then the figure moves forward, and it gets sharper as it comes forward. And you can see that it's a figure in kind of negative. And you can see that it is, again, very bad resolution, but you can see that it is marked with symbols on its skin. And when it's at its sharpest, maybe you will recognize a couple of them. And the figure has a hollow space where its face should be, but as it comes closer, you will see it comes towards the camera, it gets closer, 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 and you see the figure, the face start to resolve, and then it cuts, and that's the end of that sequence.
Stability
I
roll.
think that this would be in the Netflix version of this. I think there are 5 screens showing all 5 of these running together.
Oh yeah.
As Evans kind of scans across them, and I think he's. I mean, I'm prepared to make a notice spend if it comes to it.
Oh no, let's just say we make that 3-point stability check here.
So just so I get me through the mechanics, so I got 10 stability, I reduce it to 7.
So here's what you can do. You can just take the 3-point hit. Oh, actually, no, you actually have to make a test here. So right now you may need to make a a sanity test. This is against the unnatural.
Okay.
So difficulty is 5.
Okay.
So right now, if you miss this roll, you will take 3 points plus whatever you miss it by.
Okay. And can I spend?
Oh, Alan is frozen.
From stability? Oh no.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. You froze for just a second there.
Okay.
So yeah, that, and in fact, that's how you do that. You spend from stability. Alternately, you can spend from bonds.
Yeah. I think I'm going to spend from stability. And am I limited to 3?
You can spend as many points as you want on this, but again, that reduces
The
those
reserve.
things.
Yeah. I will spend 4 from that 10 and roll d6 plus 4.
Okay.
That is a 9.
So you are in good shape. In fact, you beat that by 4 or better. So you can get yourself back 1 point. Just take yourself to 7.
I'll take that.
Because they've texted you the information, they've sent you that, and it is Lafferty's face on each of those 5 screens.
Oh my goodness me.
As it comes in forward.
Right. And are you prepared to tell me that the markings on this images, this thing's skin, resemble in any way the sigils that we have seen marked, or would you like me to make another spend?
Oh no, I think you can tell that there are similarities. They're not the same as the ones you saw on the bodies, but there's definitely some
in the style of.
It's in the style of, or a different form, or different something else.
And of course, I just effuse at Thomas Braylon. This is remarkable. No one looking at those 5 would not see similarities. Over what timescale were they recorded? Is this over days or weeks or even years as a patient here? In which sequence?
Because it's happened in one day.
This is remarkable. Which
I know.
day?
We had a new woman. She had been through the therapy process for a while, and then this is the first time that we got her in the sleep cycle. We keep people in individual like sleep chambers so they don't have other interaction. But these were the 5 that we had that day before the system went.
Tom, I'm almost convinced, okay? I don't think you'd fake this. I have more faith in you and your professionalism than to believe that. But what nails this down is something about those 5 people. And just so I'm clear, was one of the 5 the woman you've just mentioned?
Yes.
So her and 4 others on the same day. You have to show me the files. I need to know whether there's some psychological, if nothing else, similarity between these subjects.
You may make a medicine to do doctor talk here, or a reassurance spend.
I think I'll make medicine. This Thomas Braylon, if you publish this, if other people are as impressed by this as much as I am, you are looking at Nobel, my friend. This is to mental illness what insulin. You could be the Salk of mental illness.
I just need you, like, if I do this, you never saw this. Like, I can't, because just you have to.
Tom, what I want to do is simply offer you encouragement to keep this going.
And he will turn to his computer and he will pull up on that first sort of digital thing, and he pulls up You see the picture and file on that first one for Zaria Wiley, Harley Kim, Alex Salinas, Joel Robles, Vanessa Lasik.
And of course, just before we cut, we have those frozen images of Ray Lafferty's face, and then superimpose those pictures on the screen.
Absolutely.
And I think you cut the scene there, because I got nowhere to go for a little while.
Let's take our break here, and then we're going to come back to Rajavi at the apartment. Okay, sound good? Let's take 10. So Susan, you will arrive at this apartment building, 5 floors, interior hallways, like you guess, maybe 2-room apartments there, nothing big, nothing fancy, but certainly not the sort of efficiency kind of thing. What do you want to do?
I think we see Rajavi biting her nails in the car. Really, she doesn't want to leave the car, but then she probably remembers Agent Oliver's snarky remarks about her professionality, and she takes a deep breath and rushes over to the entrance to at least look at the, if she recognizes the name on the, what's it called, the
mailboxes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that it looks like she's up in 3A.
Mm-hmm. And she takes another deep breath and goes back to her car, waiting for backup.
Okay.
Is it possible to see 3A? Like, obviously, it's on the 3rd floor. Is the lights on, or are the lights on?
You will take a look. Here we're kind of getting early evening. The curtains are closed. The lights are on.
Yeah, and I think nail biting and obviously nervous.
Are you trying to be inconspicuous?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have you make a stealth check.
Stealth. Let's see. Stealth. I spent, I want to say 2 stealth. And let's get the roll. It's another 1.
Okay.
So 3.
All right. So you kind of go up. You're a little obvious as you go and check the mailboxes, and then kind of hightail it back to your car. I think we all see that, like maybe in the distance, somebody watching you do that.
I wouldn't be surprised if the camera is in the apartment and I'm looking through the.
Oh no, this is ground level.
Oh, ground level.
That's the vision that we see, is someone watching you do this, like inside a car, watching you.
Wow. Well, ever since the farm, Susan hasn't been herself.
That certainly makes sense. You see someone come down out of the apartment complex, walking, like clearly watching the area around, like real scanning the area, and heading to another car in the parking lot. And you will see Vanessa Lasik.
Holy shit, the plot thickens.
You see her come down. She goes over to her car. She's getting in her car.
So there is LASIK and another person that is probably.
All you see is LASIK right now. Is LASIK has clearly come down. It's the first time you laid eyes on her. You've been looking for her, but you see her, and she's clearly going to leave before those guys get here.
I text. I got a drop on LASIK. She came from Wiley's apartment. I'm gonna tail her.
Good move, Susan. Good move.
Gene swears and hits the sirens.
Woo.
Yeah, I
Okay.
obviously will kill him before we get to the apartment, right? But like, I want to make
Absolutely.
time across town.
LASIK will pull out. She will start to drive, and you're going to try and tail her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you make a drive roll for me?
Let's see. Do I have drive? I don't.
So that's just a cold die roll.
Mm-hmm. Let's.
Like you're remembering like the day, like the time when they had offered optional like field training on motor vehicle pursuit and so on, and you're like you took a different class.
Yeah, something with computers probably. I got a 2.
Got a 2. All right. We see you pull out in traffic. We see you follow behind her, and I think we cut back to that view from the car that was watching you, and I think we see them pull out, and they fall into traffic behind you.
Awesome.
So where are you headed, Agent Oliver? Who's driving? Is it you or Jim?
I'm
Definitely not
driving.
Jim.
I have
Okay.
a drive of 6, so I'm definitely driving.
So what are you doing? Do you wanna
We're
get to
going
that
straight to
apartment?
Wiley's apartment, yeah, because we need to close that off. Rajavi didn't go in the door, doesn't know if anyone's in there, doesn't know. We need to confirm that we're not being misled here,
Okay.
I will screech and I will just go straight up to the door,
Okay.
like right in.
Leave Stone there.
Leave Stone there, cuffed, doors
Yeah, he's
locked and
cuffed in.
everything. And I
Right.
just go like, you don't fuck around. Don't make this any fucking worse than it has to be. Yeah, Stone? Okay? Jim.
Let's
And
hightail it up there.
Okay.
I want to do the full
Maximum
X-Files,
athleticism.
like run up the stairs and, I'm just going to.
I was thinking more like Beastie Boys sabotage.
Yeah. We run up there though, and I've got Stone's phone.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna ring it when we're at the front door. I'm gonna ring her number when we're at the front door.
You'll hear the phone ring distantly in the apartment.
1, 2, no noises otherwise.
Nope.
Kick the door in. Let's go in.
Can I have you roll sense trouble?
Yes, you can, and I will spend my other 3 on that. Sorry, I keep losing the connection to the game server, so I have to reload it every time. That's a 5.
That is a 5. There's that moment when you're about to kick it in when just something doesn't feel right to you.
And then I go, check the window, Jim.
Yeah, is there a fire escape?
Yeah, I think it would take some clambering around, but you could come over to there is a little tiny balcony. Let's have you make an athletics check to get over there without falling off a 3rd floor building.
Excellent.
Icy Kansas winter.
Gene remains at the front door, because you have to secure both entrances, right?
Right.
Of course. I will spend 3.
Okay. Okay.
Rolling. Oh, awesome.
Look at that. Yeah. So it's a quick get from the outside, like fire escape door, clamber over onto somebody else's balcony, and then vault over onto hers. And I think no problem for you to kind of pop the door there and come inside. You will look around and you can see that there is a stool and a pipe bomb and some wires rigged up to that door.
I will shout to Jean, the door's rigged. Do not come in.
Is she there,
gonna-
Jim? Is she there?
Okay, let's look around. Is she here?
You
I
will
want to do
check.
some bomb disposal.
You'll check around. Look quickly. Do a toss. It doesn't look like she's in the apartment.
She's not here, Jean.
Get the phone and get the fuck back out here. Come on.
I will grab her phone and I will also phone the fire department
Oh,
as
we're
I'm
doing.
clambering out the window.
We're definitely ringing a bomb squad. We're not leaving a bomb unattached.
Okay.
Before we leave, is there a spend that could be done to see if there's anything of plot interest that might be in there that wouldn't require a full, digging around?
Let's do a quick
A
notice. Yeah.
Yeah, quick notice. Yep, spent.
There are patient records for you will notice the other 4 names for LASIK, for Salinas, for Kim, for Robles. Like, clearly Wiley's gotten printouts of those somehow. There's like a couple of empty packs of Camels there. And there's clearly somebody's worked in the kitchen with a knife sharpener.
Okay, grab those files, shove them in the leather jacket. The belt should hold them fine. Out the window, spin the car around, Jean. I'll meet you down there. And I want to do that scene sort of on the, I don't know if it's like New York and Kansas City. I want those sort of
Ladders that go
sliding
down.
ladders.
Yeah, let's say old style. Okay, yeah. Call the bomb squad, and
Yeah.
the 2 of you can head back. That takes a little bit of time.
Well, we're
Yeah.
driving to meet Rajavi, wherever Ravi's heading to. We're
Yeah.
going to try and loop back around, but as we're driving, we got Jim's going to call in on the bomb squad, and on my hands free, I'm going to call what's he called? Salasis, the
Salinas?
Salinas, because all of our other victims have been members of this dream thing,
Okay.
and he's the only one I can remember who's still alive. I just want to, I've got a bad feeling about that, basically.
So phone rings. Salinas picks up. Hey.
Hey, Alex, this is Agent Oliver. Move the fuck out. Sliding around the car. Hey, so where are you?
I'm at home.
Anyone with you?
No?
Uh,
Why?
Can you get anyone with you soon? Quickly? Do you know your neighbors?
What's going on?
I just need you to get somewhere with a friend, somewhere quickly. Ring the police if anyone comes up strange to you soon, okay? It might be nothing, but I need you to keep an eye out, okay, Alex?
Someone's coming?
I don't know, but one of the patients in your group is believed to be armed and dangerous and deeply unstable, yes? So I want you to be safe, Alex. Can you be safe?
Thanks for the warning, he says in a slightly different voice, and hangs up.
Jean just as we slams on the brakes, and just sits and just pulls out the hands-free thing from her ear, right? Because we weren't on the car speakerphone because we were both on the phone.
Right.
And I just grab Jim's hand while he's talking to the bomb squad. And I go, it's in fucking all of them. He's in fucking all of them. I'll make a stability check for that, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's a 3-point spend to put together
Yeah.
all of that shit.
So I'm sorry, you'll have to walk me through this one again. I apologize.
So right now you're making a
Mhm.
difficulty 5 test against the unnatural.
Okay.
If you fail the stability test, you will pay 3 points plus whatever you fail the margin by.
I see. I'll spend 3 points of stability.
Okay. There
That's
you
an 8.
go. So you're in good shape. Yeah.
Mhm.
You spend the 3 points, but like you put it together, they're all him.
Mm. Yeah. Have they been him this whole time? What the fuck? You know, like what the fuck? And you know, I think we hang up on the bomb squad, frankly. Like
It's a quick message. There's
Yeah,
a bomb in apartment so and so. This is agent blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Get there now.
But dramatically on the other end of the line, of course, it's like, oh, agent, come in. But
And I'm going to cut away from you two in the car.
Mhm.
Dr. Evans, you're getting various texts back and forth as you've texted them, and you can see the text, and Susan is pursuing LASIK. At this point, she's still in pursuit of them. Oliver and Jim are still at the apartment getting things to figure it out.
Then I think I will actually telephone Susan to find out where she is or where she thinks she's going.
So Susan, you're following. This is not as easy as it looks like in the movies. And you'll get the little hands-free call, and it's Dr. Evans.
Oh, you can hear that Susan has a shaky voice. Dr. Evans.
Susan, where are you now? And are you following this LASIK person?
Yes. They just left the apartment, Wiley's apartment.
LASIK is dangerous. LASIK may be able to invoke whatever it is that killed all these people.
And Wiley is dangerous as well. I saw a change in front of my face. Like she changed personality.
I think they may all be Lafferty. I thought Wiley was patient 0, but I'm beginning to think Lafferty is in them all. Suddenly, the videos I've seen make sense.
So Susan looks around for street names and passes this on to Dr. Evans.
And Evans is going to try to catch up with her, intercept her, using Google Maps.
Okay. So we'll assume that you'll go out to your rental car and start heading that way. Susan, you see LASIK pull into the parking lot of a mall, parks a ways away.
So because Susan is paranoid about losing LASIK, she was probably a bit too close rather than a bit too far away.
Mm-hmm.
But she tries to, pass the car that is parking and then park some ways away.
Okay. Absolutely. And you see LASIK kind of looks around and starts heading into the mall.
Can I sense trouble or notice?
You can spend, what are you looking for here?
Well, I want to notice whether or not LASIK has seen me.
I don't think LASIK has seen you. Like I don't think so. I think you're pretty certain that she hasn't.
Laurel is an asshole. I obviously wanted to see but anyways, so LASIK hasn't seen me. I will follow them.
Okay. Now here is where that one you rolled on sense trouble comes back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you are walking up kind of icy parking lot there, and you're kind of following up behind, and there are people around, and you get bumped from behind. And that's that moment that the burning starts in your side. And you take 4 points of health.
Holy shit. What kind of burning is it? Like a natural?
Like there's a moment when you feel that and you kind of slide down, like grab onto the car, and you kind of look up, and you will see Wiley, and you can see her like putting the knife back into her pocket, and she shouts, "Oh my God, this woman's hurt," and starts walking away as she leaves you between the cars there.
For health.
For health, you're like still up, but I mean, imagine that's like 80% of your health before unconsciousness, stabbed in the side, bleeding.
I'm drawing my gun and trying to shoot Wiley. If she's disappearing between people,
She's kind of, this is a dangerous area to shoot, but you could try and do it.
but there are civilians.
Yeah, there are civilians here.
I will shoot, in the ceiling, and will
In the
shout,
air,
"Get
out here in
down,"
the parking lot?
Yeah. Get
Okay.
down, get down.
All right, let's have you, let's see, what do we think it is for that?
It's like the opposite of stealth.
Yeah, so I don't think you fire a shot in the air and people go running every which way.
Mm-hmm.
Clears out this a little bit, but there's still people around. You're still in a parking lot of a mall in the early evening. You could try and take a shot.
I have to, man. I have to.
All
bet
right.
Okay.
Let's have you roll firearms.
I will put anything I still have left in firearms.
You've got 5 points of firearms. Like you haven't even spent your firearms yet.
Yeah, that was in the last season.
Yeah.
I will spend 5 firearms. I want
five
Yes.
firearms. Okay, kind of holding on, blood pouring out of you. You pull yourself up. You fired one shot into the air, and you kind of hang onto the back of this car, and you kind of stand. People are running around. It's kind of dark. She's moving behind cars, and you want to take that shot. This is serious difficulty. Let's have you roll.
I got a 7.
Got a 7. So I tell you what, roll me a d6. I think you're going to wing her.
Mm-hmm. Another d6 coming up. That is a 4.
4. So you hit her, but I think the sort of the cost for the mixed success is like you clearly hit her, and then she is in the doors into the mall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pressing my hands on the wound.
Okay.
And trying to get into the car, maybe find like a first aid kit.
All right.
What price? Marcus Evans rolling to drive to arrive shortly.
I think to get there, like in the immediate aftermath of that, is difficulty 6. You're muted.
I've spent both my drives.
Okay.
That is a 6.
So I think you're pulling in the parking lot, even as you're seeing people running every which way. Like there's like clearly something has happened, and you know what Susan's car looks like, and I think you'll see her blood, like handprints on the car as she's trying to get in.
Any chance that could I use notice to also spot Wiley?
Oh no, she went in the mall.
Ah, okay. No, I just see her going in the mall. I'm wondering, but in which case,
yeah, spend notice. I'll let you make that choice whether you want to go after her or leave Susan to bleed out.
Motivation, protect people.
Yeah.
Tough one here.
Yeah. This killer
is in there with a
wounded,
load of people.
A wounded animal has run into the mall.
Take out my phone.
You've seen that these killers draw energy from victims, maybe even to heal themselves.
I take out my phone as I leave the car and phone Oliver or Jim to say, Rajavi is down in the mall car park. I'm in pursuit of Wiley.
Yeah, and I think as we said in the chat, right, like Rajavi pointed for the to the door, directing him onwards.
Get her!
All right.
And then we test whether all that athletics training has had any effect.
So Jim, Jean, still on their way, going to be there shortly, but I want to give a couple of moments here for people on site, and then we'll bring you in. Susan, you can spend first aid, 2 points of 1 point for first aid for 1 point of healing, because you're doing it to yourself.
I will do, let's have a look at my first aid.
Oh, you got quite a bit of first aid.
I do. Yeah, I'm gonna spend all 5, which gives me what, 2.5?
No,
I
it's
spent
actually
4.
1 for 1 when you're doing it on yourself. It's 1 for 2 if you're helping somebody else.
Okay, so I spent 4.
Okay, yeah. What does that look like? Like, what do we see happen there?
Well, she will definitely pull herself into the car, get the first aid kit out. You know, she's bleeding through at this point.
Okay.
Like the whole side is there's blood running down, and she pulls up her shirt. Pretty expertly rolls the you know, the bandage around her what's it called, midriff.
Yeah.
And you know, wincing obviously at the pain, and you can also see that the first layer of the bandage is also bleeding through. So she puts another thing around. It takes some time. It's pretty painful, but she will survive.
Absolutely. Dr. Evans, you will bring the car to a stop there by the curb of the walk up to the mall doors. People are still screaming, and you know, because gunshots have gone off. It looks like there's some noise and chaos in the mall. What do you
I
want to
charge
do?
in
Okay.
pursuit.
All right. You want to try to catch up to her, or do you want to try
Yes.
and get a clear shot and shoot in the mall?
I want to get close enough to her. I want to chase.
Okay. Let us have you make a chase roll here.
Athletics, I hope.
Athletics.
I will invest 4 in this.
Okay.
And we almost certainly have a flashback to him sweating around the track. Hang on, did I roll that?
Hasn't come through yet.
No, hang on. Oh, there we go. 4 and 4 is 8.
So you are running through the mall. People are running every which way, and you are chasing after this woman who is bleeding out. Can I have you make a sense trouble roll?
Yes. I have nothing left to spend.
Okay.
I will
roll
run
that.
a flat D6. That is a 1.
Okay. So what do you want to do? You can close that distance and get up to her.
I want to get close enough to get her attention. And then what I'd like to do is to spend 1 reassurance to get her to stop and turn and face me. Or does, I can't remember, there's that thing about if...
So
if
that reassurance is for questioning. So I think this is more maybe a psychotherapy role to try and like convince her to stop.
Okay.
Does that seem fair?
Yeah, no, I'll go with that. I'll invest 4 of psychotherapy.
Okay.
And that is 5. That is a 9.
There's that thing where what is it you're shouting?
I'm shouting. I think we know her name is Zaria, don't we?
Yeah.
Zaria, I have a message from Ray.
And I think that Zaria stops, like she's clearly in pain from the gunshot wound, and you can see like this flicker of like pain to anger to pain to back and forth, kind of wrestling out there. in the body of this person.
I know you're
and-
in there, Ray. I know you're in there.
So that's the point at which the bullet hits you in the side. And you're going to take 6 points. And you kind of get hit. Again, you don't get thrown back, but suddenly, boom, boom, you feel the shot hit you. And you kind of, try to brace yourself up against this like tree planter. And you see this tall, athletic, Czechoslovakian looking woman with a gun who has put a couple shots in you and is now raising the gun to shoot Zarya. So, Agent Oliver, Jim, you pull into the parking lot of this thing. You're getting police reports about
Yeah, I am.
University Park Mall.
As we screech in, right?
You can
Leap
see
out
Dr. Evans' car is parked up by the front. You'll
Mhm.
see
The door
Susan's,
is open.
yeah, Susan's car is a ways back, and you can see there's blood on it.
I am gonna throw I'm gonna grab what can I'm gonna grab my phone, right, with it locked, so you can only ring 999, and I'm gonna throw it at Stone in the back seat, and I'm gonna put it on hands-free, and I'm gonna say, you fucking call this in, you put out an APB on Salinas, we're gonna go clean up your shit, Stone, do it. You want to look yourself in the mirror again, fucking do it. And then I go like pat Jim on the shoulder, and we're leaping out of the car, right?
Okay. Jim,
I would like to
Yes?
lift the boot open and throw a Kevlar vest at Jim as I put mine on, and I grab the shotguns out of the back of
Well,
the
I think
car as
while
well.
you were dealing with, Stone, I was pulling some shit out of the boot.
okay.
Yeah.
Grab that. Taking a second. Susan, you see Gene and Jim like loading for bear, getting bulletproof vests on. You've kind of got your wound braced. What do you want to do?
Susan gets out, reloads her gun, and follows.
Okay. Susan moves up to the car to join you. Do you give Susan a bulletproof vest? You can see there's blood all over her.
Yeah, the one that I was going to sort of don, I will give to Susan.
And
Okay.
with a pained face, we will put it on.
Okay. Meanwhile, inside, Dr. Evans, she's got shot. This woman's got gun. You can see she's going to shoot Zarya. Zarya is there, is actually now standing up, and like rather than moving away, is moving over towards the pair of you as fast as she can, even with her wound. What do you do?
I'm on 0 health. Am I still conscious?
Let's look at the mechanics of that. It has been a while. I believe that you have to go below 0 for there to be an issue. So right now, let me see. Else. Is that? I think essentially right now you are, if you so you are actually shaken. So right now you can't spend from your investigative abilities, and all your general ability tests are at +1 difficulty.
Okay, so am I in a position where I could spend some first aid, just wad up my shirt against the wound?
Yeah, but that would be your action. That would be your
Yeah,
action in this
wouldn't it?
moment.
So just remind me, LASIK is pointing. a
LASIK
gun.
has shot you and is aiming at Wiley. Wiley is coming at the two of you. You see the knife in her hand. What do you want to do?
I shoot Wiley.
Okay, go ahead and make that firearms roll. Difficulty is a 4 rather than a 3 because you are wounded.
I think that I will only get 1 shot out of this, so I will spend all 4 on this. That is a 7.
That is a 7. Roll me a D6.
That is a 5.
Boom. And when that bullet hits her, she explodes into flame. Just to feel the wave of heat come off of her, and just that kind of released from that catches fire, and you hear Lasik go, "Oh yes." And then she turns to put another bullet in you.
Yeah, exactly.
Jean, Jim, Susan, this woman is standing over Dr. Evans. You see this burning body falling to the floor of the mall, and this woman is about to put all of these bullets in Dr. Evans's head.
It's not even a moment of hesitation. It's just shotgun straight up. And
Are you all taking shots, or is it just one person? What's going on here?
Let's let Jean go with the shotgun.
Okay.
First.
Okay, Jean, shotgun in a mall. Let's have you make that roll.
and obviously the FBI does not put buckshot in their
Yeah, but it will carry
gun.
if you don't hit.
Oh, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So better make it count.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna make it count. It's fine.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I will
like
spend,
she's right in front of a Build-A-Bear workshop. That bullet's gonna go right in there.
yeah, into a bear, which will stop through all the fluff, right? Maybe,
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah.
yeah.
You'll go
I
into a
will-
bear or somebody holding a bear. Mommy.
I will spend, I'll spend a whole 5 points on this because
Okay.
it's gotta count. That's a 9.
Oh, that is a 9. Go ahead and roll your damage.
How much is it on a shotgun?
I think it's a straight D6, and then we're going to add a bunch.
Okay. That's a 4 on the D6.
So where does this hit that puts her down?
I think it hits her like straight under the rib cage. Like kind of like she's raised with a gun right over at Dr. Evans, and it like hits her like on the side through the rib cage, just like spinning her around and like carrying through the torso practically,
And she staggers and swings. She's still up with that gun, turning it towards where the three of you are. Jim, what do you do?
I will leap at her to try and engage in some handy.
She's got a gun. This is going to be firearms versus athletics to get onto her.
I'm willing to take a hit. If it keeps her off shooting either Susan or Doctor, I don't mind being the sort of pincushion.
Okay, let's. So in that case, then I will roll that. Ooh, look at that. So that's a 9. Difficulty would be 4, so that this is +5. Oh, very lucky. And I believe that the Kevlar is going to eat 2 of that, so you're going to take 4 health there, Jim.
I didn't have any Kevlar.
Oh, that's right. So you're going to take 6 health there, Jim.
Got you. Yeah, I can take that.
Okay. And now you're going to try and unarmed attack.
Yeah. Indeed. Let's pump 4 points into it. A massive flying kung fu kick.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's roll that dice. 5 plus. I think I said 4, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, I did say
so
4.
That's a 9. Go ahead and roll me a D6.
Needs to be good. 4.
So 4 minus 2, so that's 2 plus that. So yeah, you catch her and like you feel ribs give when you catch. And I assume your intent to drop her down, like to take her out, or are you trying not to kill her?
Can Evans shout, "Don't kill her"?
it's sort of a bit late as you sort of mid kung fu kick.
Jim, let me ask you, in your mind, does this thing need to die or not?
No, she's not exhibited any kind of weirdness, has she? I don't think she has. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
she's just a fucker with a gun.
Yeah, to your mind, though, of course, you've already been told that she's possessed by a serial killer.
Yeah, but we've had no sort of body weirdness going on.
So
is there any possibility that Jim noticed what she said when I shot Wiley?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But
so,
I think
I'm not going to kill her.
It's a flying tackle kick. You will drop her down. She's already got, I mean, her like, she's going to need surgery from that a solid slug going right in there and quickly before she gets sepsis. So you hit her. She's strong, she's tall, she's athletic, but she topples like a tree next to this burning body, and blood is everywhere. Susan, what are you doing?
Susan walks towards Lasik and puts a bullet in her head.
Okay, so this is one of those points where we have to kind of stop and do a table check-in before you do that. Dramatically, is everyone okay with that? Okay.
I'd be okay if somebody tried to stop me, but
Susan, you walk up and you fire that gun, and as soon as it hits her, her body explodes into flame. Just, it goes up. It's like white phosphorus, just everything goes up, and it's so fast. The heat hits you, the smell of it hits you, and like, it's just two burnt out, scorched body marks there on the floor of the like nice white tile of this mall right out in front of Build-A-Bear.
What have you done, Susan? What have you done?
Susan, can you take a 2-point stability hit for violence?
yes. I mean, can I? That is the question. What's my stability at? Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah. I think that's a serious thing to do that. The other firing seemed like in the line of duty. That's the kind of violence that you are used to, but that was not. Everybody else, please take a 1-point stability hit.
Well, I was going to say, I think Evans needs to take a check, actually. Protect people. He's a doctor, for Christ's sake. He just shot a woman.
So this will be a difficulty 4 for you, Doctor, since it's not against the unnatural. It's something else with a rating of 2.
Okay.
So you can take a 2-point hit since it's going right against your drive, or you can spend to try and roll against it.
I'll take the hit.
Yeah, it just makes sense to do it that way.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Let's take our second short break, and we'll come back kind of in the aftermath of this. So let's take 5. So mall security is coming running. There are various people out and around with camera phones and so on. You don't know exactly what they've caught. Now you've got a couple of choices. You can like just clear the scene and get out of here, or you can stay and try to take charge of the scene and deal with the authorities here.
I would volunteer to stay here and clean the scene rather than go after our last remaining dream person. It only occurs to me that all 3 of I'm the only one who hasn't been badly injured in a gunfight or a thing. So I'm happy to do whatever. I'm just wanted to point that out in the fiction, you know.
Yeah, we can do kind of a quick like meta talk about how you'd like to handle this.
I don't think Evans is going anywhere but to the hospital anytime soon, to be honest. And so I'm perfectly happy to stay here as the bystander witness to what happened.
Yeah, well then, but I think you need I'll stay with you as a cop. You know, like I've got to control
Well,
this.
Jim is a cop.
The
But I
bystander
think-
witness who shot that woman.
Yeah, no, I think we do need to lock this down sort of authority-wise. At least somebody needs to lock this down authority-wise.
I only shot her when she attacked me with a knife, just for clarity.
Mhm. Are you going to go after Alex? Do you want to go after Alex, Jim? Like the last remaining dream patient, the one who was on the phone to me.
I'm more than happy to go after him,
Mhm.
but I think we, you know.
Well, I mean, what
we
I'm
can
saying
take-
is, I'll stay if meta-wise. What I'm saying is, I will stay if you want to go, or I will go if you're okay with staying. You know.
I think it makes the most sense if Jean and Jim go. Susan will try to pull the FBI angle. You know, it was a suspect in some terrorist case, and it was like what's it called? When the police has to shoot to prevent.
I mean, they stabbed you. They they shot her bystander. There is a legitimate sort of cover up here.
There was an
recognizable.
explosion. She left a bomb inside her room. It's obviously a terrorist case, and that was
Yeah.
And-
She had an incendiary vest on, blew herself up. You know that can explain all that. Yeah, let's to the car, Jean.
As we go, like, Jesus Christ, Jim, are you sure? Like,
It's a flesh wound. Don't worry about it. But I will wear the flak vest next time.
Yeah. How much are you down, Jim?
Oh, maybe I fucked with somebody else. Did I? No, that didn't carry over. I am down to. I'm pretty sure I took 4, didn't I?
I see. My last roll, you took 6.
Oh, I'll
Well,
put 6 there. Yeah, I am on 2.
Susan will take off her
I've got
Jim's
first aid.
vest.
So let's look at 2 sort of separate scenes. Jim, you can spend 1 for 1 from first aid to heal to do first aid to yourself.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Done.
So you can push yourself back up. Jean, you are driving Jim over to Salinas, right?
yes, and I would like to, Stone is in the back of our car, right? And we're slamming back in, and I look at him and I say, "You get those APBs out?"
Yep.
And I pull up the radio and I call in, like, I need eyes on Alex Salinas.
Yeah.
Salinas, you know.
I think the call has already been made, and I think by the time you get to Salinas's, there are a couple of patrol cars out front, flashers out, cops in the street, that kind of thing, and they see you pull up, and the officer in charge will come over to you and will say, "You're from the FBI?"
Yeah. Is he here?
No, we arrived and the suspect was already off premises. We're canvassing the neighborhood to see where he went to. We know he has a car. We've got an APB out on that. But it's a big city and it's dark. It's night now.
Shit.
Keep us updated.
Push past him, going straight into the house.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking toss that place like an angry psycho, you know. Like
Why don't you make a notice roll? Sorry, and I keep saying roll, but spend is what I mean.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, make a notice, or notice. Yeah. So I've spent that.
Yeah. You will kind of walk around. It still has that kind of weird, like, remember the sort of sick smell I described that he'd clearly been ill. I think you and Jim are kind of casing around in it, and you'll catch another smell. And you'll walk out to kind of an enclosed back porch. And you can see that there's kind of like a work kit out here, some tools and things. and you will see like you can smell gasoline. And it looks to you like he's been building some gasoline bombs.
Okay.
We go.
How do you find likely? We need a likely target. Any
Yeah.
what sort of skill Lowell will allow us to sort of work out his most likely sort of target?
Criminology?
Excellent. I have criminology. I will make a spend from that based on what we know about the guy and any evidence in any sort of maps. Has he ringed anything? Come on, there's got to be a map in his living room with a big crayon round some public building.
I don't think you'll see that, but I think you will see he has out the flyers and stuff for the Apexi Institute. And I think you'll realize that if that's what created him, he needs to destroy that.
To Apexi, Gene.
Yeah, but you know, gasoline bombs, lots of people could die here. It's, you know, I'm telling, like, calling this in like full on kind of like we have a hostile with explosives heading from, believed to be heading towards the Apexi Institute.
It's going to be, well, we've already got the bomb squad on site at another location in town. We only have a few bomb handlers.
I'm not looking for a bomb squad. I need people down there. Lock that place down, okay? Lock it down now.
We'll start calling.
Yeah, hit, and I say, like, get the local FBI office on. Get their asses out here.
Meanwhile, Susan, like, who are you calling? Like, what are you doing to get this site secured?
So is the police arriving?
Oh yeah, the police have been called. They will probably be on scene before anybody like federal can be here. And you know, they'll arrive, guns out. You're lucky they don't just decide to shoot you.
I have the FBI badge out. Who's the officer in charge here? She's trying to be confident, but she does have a shaky voice.
So there will be a lieutenant here who will kind of get in your face. And I think that this is where you're going to need to make a bureaucracy spend at a serious difficulty to get this, at least so that you two aren't in hot water and so that you can lock this down. Does that seem fair?
Very fair indeed. Spend 3 of my bureaucracy. And you need to roll, obviously.
Yep.
I'm only rolling once, though. So that's a 4.
So I think that they look at you.
Can I tell you what Evans does?
What does Evans do?
Because you said that the mall cops come running.
Yeah, they're clearing the
so
area. They're keeping away from these burnt,
Okay.
scorched bodies.
Now, reassurance, instill a sense of calm during a crisis.
Okay.
I'd like to make a reassurance spend to very calmly get them to find me a first aid kit. And while one of them is finding me a first aid kit, I say, see that FBI agent over there? She's a hero. She saved my life. I want to create a story in their mind. If reassurance would give me access to, I don't know, psychotherapy let's
do psychotherapy. You want to try and give Susan a bonus?
I want that to help
you
the mall cops remember the
so
right
here's
thing.
how this works. You can assist Susan's role with bureaucracy, okay? And the way this works is you spend 1 point to be able to assist, and then you can spend points to assist. So how much do you want to spend?
Well, I'm wondering because there is that thing where you can spend an you can spend an investigative in order to generate 3 in a
Mhm.
pool. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that I can spend a reassurance.
Okay, let's have you make that spend. So you get 3 points in a pool.
Okay, and then I'd like to spend all 3 of those
So you're
to
giving
create
Susan
the
a
right
plus,
impression.
giving Susan a +2. So that's going to
And I'm
be,
also prepared to spend 2 points of bureaucracy.
I can only spend from one pool at a time,
Okay. So all 3.
but nice try. I like that one. So I do think there is this moment, Susan, when you're talking to these people and there have been gunshots outside. They've got 2 scorched bodies. They've got bullets fired inside a mall. It's evening. You don't look like your standard FBI agent, and there's a moment where you think they're going to arrest me. That this is kind of gone a little bit south, but then there are some people talking, and it kind of, there's this moment where it kind of turns, where the cops are like interviewing some people around, and so on, and essentially he comes back over to you and says, you need to clear the area. We're going to lock this scene down. Hands you his card. Have your field office contact us, and we'll follow up to liaison. But you need to scoot out of here right now.
Got it. It was necessary. This was an imminent terrorist threat. The FBI will contact you.
And there are already TV vans and reporters here. And are you trying to get out?
I turned to Dr. Evans. I think we need to get the CCTV tapes before we get out of here.
I need to just stop myself bleeding.
All right, go to the hospital. I see what I can do.
Okay.
I
So Dr.
I could
Evans, are
spend
you
some-
trying to get out of here without being spotted by news reporters, cameras, anything like that?
I think I need to spend some first aid in order to be able to not make everything much more difficult for myself.
Okay. So right now, because you are wounded as badly as you are, you're at 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to cost you 1 point to do first aid on yourself, just like to have that ability. And then you can heal yourself 1 for 1 off of a first aid spend.
Okay, I will spend 3 first aid, therefore, to get just the 2 points up.
Okay.
Yeah, which should at least make me ambulatory.
Now, again, I ask you, are you trying to get out here without being caught on camera, or are you willing to just try and walk out?
I think that if Susan is saying she's going to go for the CCTV, I think I kind of need to create some kind of diversion.
I think that is no problem. If you get in front of those cameras to be interviewed, that will absolutely draw the attention away, and Susan will have no problem getting into the security office.
I think that that's what I'm going to do.
How do you identify yourself?
I try not to. This is all about, oh God, I don't know what happened. A woman came at me with a knife. Thank God I had my gun with me. What's the rules on shooting people in Chicago? Just fill me in. Is that illegal?
Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City. Sorry. Am I obviously crossing lines here?
Well, there is a stand the ground, but this is not one of those states that is as red as others. But
then I'll opt for an FBI agent kind of saved my life. A woman was coming at me with a knife, and they saved my life after another one of the terrorists.
So was the woman who's tried to stab you? Was that one of the terrorists?
Yes, it was.
So female terrorists.
both female.
We
One
have
shot
reports
me.
of some sort of Islamic woman on site. Is that the terrorist?
No, they were not Islamic. They were, well, I don't know what their faith was, but they were not. They look just like you and me, depending on who the interviewer is.
Right. Yeah, we've got all these cameras, and this is a terrorist attack in mid America. You are absolutely going to be on the nightly news.
And I'm assuming that then the ambulance will whisk me away.
Yeah.
And I call home.
We'll come back to that. Let's see. I want to see what your explanation is going to be. That's going to be a delight. Susan, you will make your way. People don't care about this. They're locking the scene down. You kind of, get down the mall ways. You look for the security office. And
I might even talk to one of these mall cops that think that I'm a hero to be led to the CCTV thing.
Absolutely.
And I will tell them, listen, buddy, this is Homeland Security. This is terrorism. We are protecting America. I need to remove these. I need to tamper with the video.
All right, let's have you make a computers roll here.
Finally, my expertise.
Absolutely. I think this is difficulty 6 to remove all traces.
I will spend 5 then. And roll. Let's see. Made it.
Okay. So I think you will get now. The problem you're going to have is there's a lot of like phone camera footage and things like that, but you can get the CCTV footage deleted, removed, and you can get out of there quietly.
Yes.
Cut to cameras, lights on Evans as we see Susan in the background just drifting.
Sneaking away, slinking away.
Gene, Jim, Apexi Institute, police lights flashing. And you will see that there's a cordon of police, and you can see that there is a white panel van in the parking lot close by the wall of the Apexi, and the police have kind of closed off the entrance and exit to the parking lot, have people around, they put up barricades, and you can see that the van is running, and you can see that the person you met earlier, your good friend, is seated there. And Salinas is kind of like hands on the steering wheel.
You need to take him out, Gene. I'll deal with the bomb.
He'll fucking burn like the others. Don't you remember? He'll burn and they'll set that shit off.
Only if you kill him.
Fuck. And I start rummaging through the glove compartment. And I hope to find a taser in there.
Yeah. You will see the police are there. They've got this surrounded. You get your taser out, and
I'm gonna
you will
gonna
see
call
the
out
door
Ray.
open,
Yeah.
and you will see Salinas step out of the car.
I will say to the police, he needs to stay alive. We need him.
Get the fuck back, Jim. Get everyone the fuck back, okay?
And Salinas kind of walks out from the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks around, keeps his hands up, and you see he kind of gets down, and the police are going, "Get on your knees, get on your knees. Keep your hands where we can see." They're shouting contradictory orders, as is the American police want.
Yeah.
But he will get down on his knees and puts his hands behind his head. And the police start sending their SWAT people up.
And
Can I make a spend on cop talk
Sure.
to control the police?
Okay.
Tell
Yeah.
them basically clear the area, remove all SWAT. You know,
Oh,
this is
they're
a
not going to
Homeland
remove all
Security-
SWAT, but if you tell them not to go in, they will hold position,
Yeah,
but they're
do
not
not go
going to
in.
clear.
Leave this to us. This is a Homeland Security thing. We need this person alive.
You will get them to stop. Salinas just kind of sits there and waits. You've got them held, Jim. What do you do, Gene?
I would like to know whether or not he has any device or a vest or anything like that. Anything at all? Nothing.
No, doesn't
No?
look like it. Like you've spend make that notice, spend.
Okay. I have nothing left in that, I'm afraid. So
Do you have demolitions as a skill?
no. Didn't come up in the FBI training.
Then you don't know.
I do not know.
No dead man's handle.
You can't tell
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah.
Fucking taser him, Gene.
I'm gonna walk
Tasers aren't like super effective. He's going to have a few seconds of spasming. If he does have a dead man switch, that's all going to go off. He's sitting there very calmly, and he will shout, "Agent Oliver,
Ray.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I found myself here. What's going on?
What's in the van, Ray?
It smells like gasoline."
Ray, I want you to crawl on your belly towards me, okay? Hands out,
Oh, okay.
okay?
Okay. And he will lie flat and kind of, as best he can, belly crawl across the icy parking lot over towards where you're at.
And I am gonna go close. I think I have to go much closer than the array of cops. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like in like to sort of to get them to not be so trigger happy because I'm like right in the way of this this thing. Yeah. And yeah, I think this is a distraction. You know, I'm keeping Ray's attention on me while Jim slips.
Okay. Absolutely, Jim. You can slip around, get to the van.
Yep. So yeah, I'd like to get around to the van, get in, have a look at if it is rigged at all. And clearly, when I'm going to get in, I don't mind spending a notice to see if there is some sort of like door booby trap.
Sure. Do you have military science?
I do.
Why don't you make that spend?
You're doing this to reduce, so I haven't got a pool that I can create. Yeah. Military science spent.
You're pretty sure there's a timer on that thing.
Okay. Let's get in there and try and defuse it.
All right. Let's have you roll demolitions.
Is there anything I can use to create a pool now that I haven't got military science available?
I think demolitions is very much its own thing. If you had a science that was appropriate, that would seem, but I think right now
I've got pharmacy. No. Okay. Yeah.
I think you're looking at this. I think you're looking here. Let's look at this situation. You'll get in the back of this van. You can smell the gasoline. You can tell it's not a particularly sophisticated bomb, but you're not a particularly sophisticated bomb disposal person.
Yeah. Hey,
So here's the thing. You could walk away from this, let it go off. No one's going to get injured. Just gonna damage this building, or you could try and disarm it.
Hey, characters are like cars. You've got to drive them fast. Let's disarm it.
All right. Let's have you roll.
I will spend my only point in demolitions. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Rolling 1d6. 5 in total. I'm pleased with that.
It is the thing is you kind of are looking and you're like, I hope to God there's no like backup. I hope to that there's no dead man switch on this. I hope to God. And you just kind of wrench that timer off of there.
The sweat is beading on my forehead.
Yeah. And then it goes in your hand.
Hit me sideways. It's clear. Don't shoot. It's clear. Stability. I achieved it.
Essentially, he crawls over. The police will run up and will cuff this guy, and they've got Salinas in custody.
Excellent. Finally, we didn't kill somebody.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. But
To the hold.
yeah. I would love to spend a push on agency to bring in the I want to get the Kansas City FBI down here throwing their weight around with Salinas. I want that suspect in FBI custody immediately.
You can make that spend, and the FBI will be there. They've got some people that have been sent out to the mall site. You've got this guy in custody. I think we cut forward a little bit from here. I think we cut forward to the FBI field office. Dr. Evans, you've been patched up. All of those of you who are injured, you can restore your health. And the local FBI are there. They've got this guy in custody. They are charging him with possessive and explosive device. But not domestic terrorism or anything like that. This is a lone wolf, so clearly not anything like that. But yeah, they've got him there. And the field operative who's in charge to say, now you want to talk to him? This is your case.
Yeah, this is my case. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll say, okay, you can go in. We'll get the cameras set up, and you should be good to go. And Jim,
can I have called in my consultant?
Consultant. Who is your consultant?
It's Dr. Evans.
Dr. Evans. Okay. Well, you are all assigned to the task force, so like you already have, the group has authorization to be there.
Yeah, but I mean, into the interrogation
Okay.
room. I wonder if Dr. Evans would like the opportunity to talk to Mr. Lafferty / Salinas and try and work it out, because I'm not, Jean, there is a niggle of doubt in her mind whether this kid is completely gone, because he seemed to be an innocent victim at one point, and we don't know how much. If we've got him in custody, maybe we don't have to kill him. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe we can help him. God knows, like we couldn't help anybody else. Maybe we can help this kid.
So you're in there. Dr. Evans is in there. Where are you, Jim?
I think I'm on the other side of the flame-proof, bulletproof, you name it, glass.
Okay. What about you, Susan?
I'm with Jim.
Okay. There is an FBI person who's like, at some point we need to talk to you about what happened at the mall.
Sure.
I said, this is to Susan. One of the security people said that you took the tapes or did something with the tapes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. They're probably just covering up for their own incompetency, but we're going to have to file a report on that.
I mean, mall cops. What do you know?
Yeah, just telling you that it's going to go into the report, but I don't think anything's going to come of that. So Oliver Evans in there. You'll see Salinas is there. Agent Oliver.
Alex. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to put a packet of cigarettes on the table and a lighter. And it's
I don't think
obviously
you can smoke in here.
It's okay, Alex. We can.
And then I'd like to hypnotize Alex so I can speak to Ray. Psychotherapy? Or would you go occult to create a pool?
How about let's start with questioning or some spend like that from your interpersonal doctor.
That would be a challenge.
How about notice?
I can spend from notice.
Yeah.
What do I notice?
I think it's just sitting there. Alex is talking. He's so upset and so on. And it's the flat inflection. It's the way the eyes move. Yeah, this guy is not on the level at all. I'm just so scared.
Why are you scared, Ray? You can speak to me, Ray. I've talked to Dr. Braylon. We had a long conversation about what was going on. So I'm just interested. What do you want, Ray?
Picks up the pack. May I?
Be our guest.
I don't know. Is it your brand?
At this point, I'll take anything.
Oh, well, I prefer Marlboro.
Nah, I'll do the Camels if you've got them already here. There's no reason to waste.
Great.
I already got what I wanted for the most part.
Yeah, it's the most part that I'm you know, it was close, wasn't it?
Well, the last part is more cream on the top of things. But, you know, I would have liked to have cleared that slate, but I think I'm whole again.
Yeah, I think you might be.
Absolutely.
Is the bit I'm curious about, Ray, is there any of the others left in
No.
you? No.
This is it. Whatever that thing did, it duplicated all of that. I could tell that there were others of me out there. And I had to kill them. Each time one of me died, I could tell I was getting much back together.
Yeah. What I don't understand though, Ray, is why did you want to blow up a Pexi? You know, wouldn't you have been better off on the inside of a Pexi than blowing it up from the outside?
I was just worried what they had in their files.
You didn't want the competition, did you?
I don't know. I don't think they could make me again, but better safe than sorry, right?
So there's still that possibility then?
I don't think so.
No?
Was that the day you woke up, Ray? Or you'd been there the whole time? Ever since Stone and Wiley?
Yeah, so that was a weird one.
No shit.
I mean, is Stone the guy who killed me?
guess.
I have no memory. I like me, I'm hanging out in my apartment doing my biz. And the next thing I know, I'm throwing up in a toilet in this guy's house.
And you spent the next couple of years, what? Just working in retail?
Wait, what? No, yeah.
I don't think
Like I
Agent
woke up
Oliver-
like 5 days ago.
Yeah, I don't think Agent Oliver quite understands where you were.
I don't get it either. I just wasn't. And
And
then
then-
I'm back again. I mean, I thought that Belgrave stuff would work, and it did. Like, but I it didn't work while I was alive, but you know, I'd heard things on the occult grapevine that he had embedded himself in this book. So I put myself in the code.
Just make that connection for me, Ray. Because
Yeah.
I get the book, and then did you write some of the book into the code for the Apexi
I
system?
took what I had. I didn't have everything. I mean, they pointed me towards Belgrave, but they didn't have a full copy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Gene has gone kind of pale at this.
Because when you say they,
Yeah. I bet that's what you want to know, isn't it?
well, we've got a couple of possible theys.
Oh, I kind of doubt that.
And I think what Evans will do is he will describe what he saw in the dream. So for instance, Ray, you know, those angels, that's my first offer.
You describe them as angels. That's so wrong.
Oh, I know that. But the description, they glow, they emerge. So I'm
That's
sorry, Ray.
because that's wild.
Angels,
That's
yes.
wild. That's so a lot of that dream imagery got a whole bunch of stuff mixed together. I think I'm pretty much done talking. But I appreciate you not killing me.
Wouldn't
And I'm not sure Evans can say anything to that. And I'm not sure Oliver can on tape.
no. I'm gonna say no, I'm not going to say anything to him here. No, you're right. It's fine. But I just wanted to clarify. He said that he wrote himself and stuff from the Belgrade book into the code of the Apexi project, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
When we get outside, I'm going to just tell Evans like that, like, you know, Apexi needs to be shut down. It's got to be buried.
Well, I mean, I think that Susan might have the skill set to maybe harvest that for further study.
We got to get him. I've got to call someone. Okay, I've got to call that.
Yeah,
We got to
but
call that handler.
Gene, there comes a point where you can't fight stuff you don't understand. This is like a disease. You need to understand it, then you can treat it.
We need to
If
bury
you
it,
just
doctor.
ignore it. No, if you just bury the victims of a
Shh.
disease.
Shh. Out of the FBI office into somewhere more private. Yeah. I agree with the thing. Pinning it is that I definitely need to kick up the Delta Green. We have the kind of person that they need to make disappear into the system.
Okay. Susan, do you want to remove the code from Apexi? And B, do you want to keep that or do you want to destroy that?
Oh, this will be destroyed, obviously.
Okay.
So the institute is probably still closed off. I would
Yeah,
assume.
but I think you've got enough skills and stuff. Dr. Evans has enough access. I think that is the work of a bit. One of the things you'll realize when you get in there is that crash that they had after these 5 people, it did wipe most of that. You'll find remnants of whatever code Ray had left, but for the most part, it's already gone.
Mhm.
Unclear
Yeah.
to you whether that whatever Apexi is doing, whether Ray's code actually powered it to do that, or whether it was already doing it and then Ray's code was piggybacking on it. It's unclear, but you can get that cleared out.
Yeah, I wipe the hard drives completely clean.
Okay. They'll have to start from scratch from their notes. And Jim, how are you feeling?
I am conscious of time, but maybe that scene sort of winded back a little bit in the police when me and Susan are behind the screen. You know, I will turn to Susan and say, you know, putting a slug in that guy, that woman, you know, just be very careful, Susan. That could be a slippery slope down the gene route. And we have talked about this previously. I'm just saying, Susan. I'm just saying.
Susan will turn to Jim and says, you know, you helped me with the vest, and I know that you offered me, I know, support as well, but this had to be done. And
Yeah, well, if that's how you feel, I'm just saying, or if you can, just take a check at any, you know, if you can, and really say, is it the best move? You've made that decision now. It can't be undone with that woman. But in the future, just if you get a chance, just think, is there a better way to do it?
I tell you what, it's either we do it or we get out of the game. I don't think we can play with, you know, half a hand.
I think there's a quiet, silent inset flash of just a few seconds of Jim shooting that woman in the face while no one else was around.
Mm-hmm.
Susan, what are your dreams like after this? Like in the immediate aftermath?
It's a lot of, you know, a lot of fire. It's probably mixed with some kind of, you know, old stories about shaitan, like Islamic hell. She's probably burning in there as well. People are burning, and she definitely wakes up with cold sweat.
Gene, what about for you?
I think with Jean, the dreams are mostly of looking at people and never knowing who's behind, seeing somebody else behind their eyes. And I think that carries through sometimes to daytime paranoia, you know, like staring at people and just seeing another person looking back through those eyes. Can you ever be sure who's really behind now? Can I be sure who's me in the mirror?
Yeah. Your handler calls you back and says he'll be picked up. We'll have him off the grid in about 72 hours. Don't engage, don't talk or anything, get out of the sight.
Can you clear a Javi? It was a good kill. Can you make it look like a good shoot?
So there's a complication. Someone has walked up the chain, and right now Rajavi's under some surveillance because of her background. But we'll try to do what we can here.
Great. And I'll say something like, no, I'll tell you what, I'll finish is, he said he had help, and I'll turn it off.
Jim, what are your dreams like?
I think my dreams are of that final moment where I thought I had the guy and the woman and Susan slugs him. So that person dying, that's what sort of really rocks me. I thought I'd finished it. Yeah.
You will get a call back on one of the leads that you track down. And they'll say, so you asked us about those books that were in the warehouse that the guy sold off, those occult books. We've confirmed that at least 2 of them went out to a place in Nevada, to a church out there, to a militia cult center. We'll get you the
White
details.
supremacist.
Yeah, and they'll name that church that you've already heard the name about, where they sent those guys out to Michigan. Dr. Marcus, your dreams now have this weird look to them. Low res, grainy, that motion goes on. Like even when you're dreaming your usual stuff, your repeated patterns, that starts bleeding in.
And whenever Lafferty's face gets superimposed on that image, we cut to my office where I'm interviewing him and saying, so tell me more, Ray. You'll feel better once you share this stuff.
And in your dream, Ray says, I will tell you everything you want to know.
And that's where I can never remember where we get to. And that's so frustrating.
We're going to cut there. So you're going to get 4 build points. And you can check the between sessions tab. You can refresh everything except for stability. We'll walk through the stability refresh next time. But you can also buy things. I would like to do a quick stars and wishes, if you don't mind.
Sure. Does our health recover as well?
Yes, health will recover as well, because nobody went to like full negatives, so don't have to worry about that. Let's start with Horst. Horst, stars, wishes.
I have 1 star, and that is for you for not pulling any punches. I love this. I love I love a GM who challenges the players, and that was really, really good today.
I was fully expecting to blow Jim up. I really was.
I was expecting him to be blown up as well, but I mean, that was also like a cool decision by Paul to say, you know what, this would be a very awesome end to my character.
Any wishes?
I mean, I'm more of this shit.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the FBI asking questions about my family visit and how it turns into like a fatal shooting in a mall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll definitely walk through those scenes next time. Jim?
I really liked it, how even the non-combat characters sort of jumped in with combat. That was really good. You ratcheted up really early on, Lowell, the sort of action. I thought we were going to finish very early, but no, really good pace in the game, and that high level really kept going. And yeah, to reduce my my pool, I thought that was really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, but so you got to dive in, I think, as a player. So yeah, you pushed it, so yeah, I turned the lever. Why not? It's just a bit of digital paper.
Yep.
No, really, really good. I enjoyed it, and yeah, really good, great play by everybody. Good pacing. Nobody stepped on anybody's toes. I definitely didn't feel that. So yeah, good to everybody.
Awesome. Will.
I can only repeat what everyone said about the pacing, the consequences, and Paul going for it and everything. I also really, really loved all the imagery, the dream pictures and all of that. That was great. The plot when it's revealed and like the deeper ramifications of it. And this felt like a really natural way for us to actually delve into some of the unnatural. And it really fit with the whole. And I love that this was like a big city. It was exactly what I asked for. It was set in a city where we had those levers to pull, and it turned into a huge mall shootout with a bomb squad and like a terrorist incident in the middle of Kansas City. And I thought we could use all the bureaucracy and everything like that. It was wonderful. And I enjoyed, before everything escalated, and like, but when we opened up with kind of like getting something into focus, and then just the sort of like, I did really enjoy the in character kind of like, have you got eyes on Wiley? What, you haven't got eyes on Wiley? Like I love that as well, and I love having a table with space for that kind of in character kind of discussion, because it's easy to be proven right when the story's gone that way, right? Like, yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, I loved all of that. Wishes. I don't know, this delivered perfectly. Thank you very much for running this series. It's great.
Awesome. And Dr. Evans.
All that. Yeah, I mean, that was very impressive. I don't know how much of this you've prepped in advance, how many of these connections you've got kind of roughed out. But I thought what was really clever today, okay, so okay, you get no credit for that then. But what you do get credit for is how that is revealed, because in parallel, we had Evans putting things together at the Institute. At the same time, Oliver and Jim are confronting Stone and unpicking that, while Susan realizes that something is wrong in the kingdom of Wiley. And all of those things just work together. And each time there was a reveal, the understanding for each of the rest of us went up. So, it was that perfect Netflix episode where we are seeing stuff revealed to individual characters, while we, the meta audience, are seeing all the bits come together. No, that was delightful. So, the prep is great, but in the end, it's what you do with it.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, Paul, for putting Jim's life on the line.
Yeah.
Was great, because you could, as Lowell said, you could walk away. and Susan, Horst, the way you rolled with the fact that I'd forgotten there was still that one sitting on the shelf, and then you just get shot. And then it happened to me. And Agent Oliver, who is the hard ass, but actually I think she's on a journey. It may not be the journey to hell that Marcus Evans is heading for, but I think she's on a journey. So no, this was fantastic stuff. Wishes, keep it coming, really. If you can keep this up, Lowell. Whew.
I hope so. These have been a delight to run. Like, both of these have been just everything I want out of running Delta Green. So I'm getting what I want out of the game as much as you are. So I just want to say that. If you're looking, I will mention there is a movie called Come True. It's on Hulu in the US. It's a horror movie, and it's about dream visualization. And so some of that is some of the like imagery that I've used today in the sessions. I just want to mention is kind of borrowed from that. That's very inspirational for some of the plot things. It's not a great movie, but it's interesting. So I would recommend that if you like sort of kind of oddball horror films. Thank you all so much. I'm going to stop the recording.